And the British want the Netherlands as well. Should probably have the Netherlands on a bit of that. Venezuela I care a bit less about. But I can already tell Venezuela to tell the UK to go away. Cordial Korean-Japanese relations immersion. It's ruined, I'm afraid. Okay, the economy is doing laughably good. Our position in Great Power Ranking, not so. Russia's really taking off. They are industrializing. And I am not, and I don't really... Okay, well, I could industrialize harder, surely, if I have a lot more craftsmen. How do I really turbocharge the craftsmen? There must be a way, right? If I had more craftsmen, then I'd have more people that I could employ. An explosives factory, now we're talking. Encourage craftsmen, make sure there are loads of open jobs. Some places have more open jobs than others. Try dividing into the populations menu and seeing what you can do to increase the promotions to craftsmen. Yeah. I'm just looking to see if anywhere is a little tight on open jobs. Oh, they don't want to make my fertilizer for me. Okay, but aside from Pararna, which is already getting its explosives factory, seems to be largely okay. So, population menu, divide into the population menu, seeing what you can do to increase promotions to crafts. See, I never saw that bit of where you see how people promote. And I still don't think I understand. Click on the jobs thing in the middle at the bottom. Click of an image at a pop in the middle of the window. We also have leftover rebs. Oh, jeez. They were hiding over there. You go and deal with that. You guys get back to the capital so that doesn't accidentally fall. What am I looking at here? There will be no promotions this month. There will be no demotions this month. 1 people will promote to artisans each month. You can click it. What the hell is this? So I have a lot of farmers. Maybe it's better to click on somewhere that's actually, you know, not African miner. I want to look at my Brazilian farmers. Not Afro-Brazilian. Good old, regular Brazilian... Whoa, God, there's a lot of options here, aren't there? Jeez. A lot of different Brazilian farmers out there. What's the biggest collection of people we have? Give me that. Brazilian Rio farmers, great. Now, no savings, only expenses, no rebel affiliation, life needs largely met, everyday needs barely met, luxury needs not met at all. I would include some, I wouldn't mind some meat actually. Let's see, artisans, 5%, but I want craftsmen, 13%. Literacy is below 10%. Would reduce that chance. So we got rid of all the hindrances from literacy. Crisis state has crisis state? It looks like I've done everything that I can. Yeah, that looks to be the biggest chance that I have for a craftsman, unless I also encourage craftsmen. So let's encourage some craftsmen. These clerks I'm just not seeing the benefit of. So if we encourage craftsmen, maybe let it tick for a little bit, even the turn of a month, that's as generous as I'll be. And then we look at our massive numbers of Brazilian Rio farmers. Well, that's considerably improved. And they'll migrate from there as well, so if we take our biggest collection of them and tell them all to be craftsmen. Guess we'll do it in Minia Gratis as well. Encourage farmers. No, I don't think so. Okay. Then surely that'll do. Surely. Oh, we should celebrate by putting railroads in Ethiopia. If they can even get railroads. This is some brutal land. That's good enough then. Ah, the Argentinian alliance. It's back in action. Note the minus per 100% if there's no open work for craftsmen, so you always want to have factories open in every state. Let's say you have a factory that's open and there are 0 workers in it. Will it be any drain on the economy or not? Maybe there's something to be said for always having a liquor factory open everywhere until you really want to get everything else done with. It's not using resources for no. Okay, that's good. There you go, have your liquor factory just to make sure that we have some free stuff. Anywhere that doesn't have a liquor factory can have a liquor factory, just so that we have that taken care of. It can be closed if it comes to that. How's that dye factory doing, by the way? Ooh, people like small arms. There's a joke to be made there. An image of a T-Rex just flashed in my head when I said that. The dye factory is at full capacity. Oh damn, Laplace is full of people. They really didn't like that lumber mill. I'm gonna reopen the lumber mill. I believe in the furniture synergy. Someone has to. Subsidies pay for wages too. Oh, good for them. I don't mind paying for the wages because I can still tax them. If you, let's say you have a profitable factory, like it's just straight up making you 10 quid every day. What's the difference then in subsidizing it or not? There isn't any. Really? Why would there be no difference? Well, I guess the money has to come from somewhere. The subsidies keep it running if demand changes. Okay, but... I guess it'll save it from bubbles and bursts. Right, I wanted to make sure everywhere that only had one factory at least had a backup liquor factory. It's probably going to hurt me in a certain time. Like if this furniture is worth something, then having non-furniture would hurt. Para. Waste of space place here, but... whatever, it's not like these liquor factories are expensive. Okay, now everywhere has at least 2 factories, or will once they're built. An easy way to upgrade the popular factories is to shift-click the plus icon. That'll upgrade all factories close to capacity. Oh, I didn't even consider that when I saw some really good factories that were turning lots of money. This fabric factory is doing surprisingly well, maybe because I actually have access to dyes now. Which, thinking about it, I probably should put the dye factory here. There you go, get huge. And I like steel, even if it's sometimes not working so well for me. Even more fabrics. But that's eating into, or drinking into the winery. Oh yeah, the small arms are doing well. Liquors. I mean, we'll just have loads of open spaces for people to work. How could that be bad? Oh no, it's a steamer shipyard. No clippers here, just steamers. Thank you, my glorious capitalists. If it's profitable, it'll also be at 100%. Lovely. Paraguay, welcome aboard. Long live Brazil, another core. Another day, another core. Okay, where are we looking at for infrastructure? Anything else left to be built? No, we're pretty infrastructured up. Excellent. Well, I dare say this is looking quite good. Torpedo boats, sure, but where is my... Oh, right, I need to keep investing in this, or else the French are going to beat me. Also, I can't really afford to keep investing in this. I need the French to pull out. Do the AI ever pull out? I haven't seen anything to indicate that they might. When there's so little other things for them to spend their time on at this point. AI likes to go in hard once they stick it in, usually. Well, they gave up here. The British took this. Welcome, Netherlands. Colombia. Oh boy, USA rather, really want those Colombians. Get those USAs out of here. God, I have to invest in my guys here, which kind of sucks. Netherlands, don't you dare like the UK. Okay, I can see why people might prefer to annex rather than sphere. This influence minigame's a bit cordial with the Japanese, but they're in my sphere. Let's get those Japanese away from here. I wonder when the AI gives up on these. Is the AI moddable in this game? Also, it's time for new politics. I need my people to get angry with me. Oh, I can pass reforms. Oh, yes. It's time now for... Well, people were angry about public meetings before. I could give them their public meetings. Political awareness goes up some more. Trade unions. Why would I want that? Social reform desire. Yes, yes, I need those. Really, really need those. But it's 10% of nothing. Alright, well, let's see what happens when we give the rich the vote. Oh, look, the Conservative vote just ballooned. Funny that. Alright, do we actually get any migration at this point? Is that migration map mode? Or was it colonial map mode? No, that's something else entirely. Migrations. Oh, nobody comes here. They all go to the USA. Why would they go to the land of freedom when they can be eating the boot in Brazil? They're all going to Colombia as well. Prussian constitutionalism, political reforms, da-da-da-da-da. Absolutism or monarchy can now legitimately be called into question. No longer is the king free to dictate the course. Wait, what? I'm not free to dictate these things anymore? I didn't agree to that. I just said you could vote. I didn't say I had to listen to the vote. We cannot select da-da-da-da because... Okay, well, maybe I still can. You should also build railroads on your disputed spheres. Why? Currently, elections going on. Fair enough. You tread the path to damnation, Jake. You treated your people like people. It was a mistake. I was just misguided. We're losing the race in it. Oh, right. Yeah, Christ. Come on. Show those Frenchies who's boss. I want them to get that consciousness. Demand reforms. I will give them. The gas is still 20 years away, even if I go for that, sadly. But hopefully these army techs are also going to stop my my French enemies from considering fighting me more. They are on my border. Hey, they're building railroads in that land for me. See, it was just a land lease. 1800 is a research tech. Oh yeah, well, which researches? I'm not sure if there's anything huge at this point. Do you have the tech speed techs? I forget which one those were. Probably this, and definitely not. There we go. 100%. Okay, that's a huge thing we've been missing out on. And it activated 10 years ago. And this one's activated now. Well, we should definitely be on that. I could have had twice the techs, unless it adds together in a weird paradoxian way. Free trade or protectionism? I have no idea, just pick whatever. I know that music, but I never played Vicky 2. Is it EU4 or CK2? The current thing is a song called Land in Sight from the EU4 soundtrack. I have the soundtracks from Vicky 2, EU4, EU3, CK2, EU Rome, EU Imperator Rome, as well as EU Rome. And maybe even some others thrown in there. Stockpile. Gee, I don't know. Luxury clothes sound good. What could it even mean? I bet the AI is a lot better at hitting this thing on time than I am. Jingoism sounds good. We gotta fight for this country, you know? They give you free militancy for those sweet reforms, yeah. Maybe that's been our problem. Trouble is brewing. The United Kingdom decided to back Poland in a crisis. And the go-to button actually works. We have no concerns this will be resolved in a civilized way. Again, people are moaning about Poland. Also, Baia having unemployment again. Sounds like I should be expanding the old factories, especially since they're making money. Also, Brazilian Panama. Well, we're working on that. The other place is 4 unemployed clerks in Brazilian Panama. Clerks are unemployed. Well, we'll get to that. Right, the bomb's going off. What's all this about? Well, Russia declared war upon me earlier, so I'm immediately going to back Great Britain in this. Even though Great Britain probably can't do anything and would lose the war, I still have to stick to sticking it to the Russians. Gotta gain that militancy. We don't like the drink. So many awesome systems in this game. So very many. Percentage of people that support anti-military get complaint. Yeah, well, we should be all about military. Where's Serbia on the map? What's a Serbia? Oh, what was that? Opening an inner granite lid leading to the tomb, I was met by a breath of air that had been left undisturbed for some 3,000 years. Ah, so the, maybe that was that expedition thing from ages ago. Tutankhamun. Ah, there's a name everyone knows but doesn't really know. Right, Colombia. I don't think anybody's getting on your case, are they? Oh, they are. Those United Kingdom rats are getting on you. Get the UK rats out of your fizzog. Hey, Austria's got our back, but they would. Oh yeah, I was trying to say, what's a Serbia? There's glorious Montenegro, which I will certainly have to consider running a campaign for here. Okay, Pardo lit. Wow, that split the vote. And I just noticed my economy tank. Oh dear God, these people want to cap my taxes and my tariffs? Who the hell did we just vote into power? Protectionism, interventionism, secularized, pro-military. Dear God. And I can't change party because I forced changed it back when I was a glorious monarchy a while back. And even though we just had elections to swing it away, I'm still held by that. Oh, wow. Goodbye, money. Oh, dear God. You're ruining the economy. Stop giving my money to poor people. Back to eating boot. Save the economy. All my hard work undone. That's enough out of this song. It's always a bit too much. I should really remove it from the playlist. It was worse, liberals. Everyone told you not to put in power accidentally. They're pretty awful. Well, there was one day of solvency. Okay, how's that crisis going? Not well. Not well. Diplomacy is over. It'll become war. And, well, good thing I invested in my military because I'm the one France is going to have a problem with. Oh yeah, all your craftsmen you've been promoting now going to demote as all the factories shut. Will they shut though? I am subsidizing them, so surely they'll keep on working. Actually, they're somewhat still profitable. Except for the steamer shipyard. There's a problem there. Oh. We are not allowed to subsidize Well, I'm kicking these guys out immediately. Alright, we gotta support those boys of ours. Time for the big bang. Okay. Diplomatic negotiations have failed. Field of battle will show who's right. There are a lot more French than me here. Ah, but there are British here. But there are also some French here. French, how many techs do you have now? 15. Well, we happen to have 13. 13 is a prime number. 15 is not. Maybe that'll work to our advantage. But it probably won't. Enjoy having France trample your colonies while Great Britain chills out in their island. That sounds like something they do, but GB is over here as well, and they're going over to crush the Dutch? Well, hopefully not. Hopefully the French. Nah, the Brazilians can defend Brazilian Africa. Although they are outnumbered. We have 120k. They have 102k. Mathematics is like literacy, not Brazil's strongest point right now. Whoa, they're taking that in no time flat. They must have a lot of hussars or something. Just let them bleed, attrition kills. Yeah, well, it kills me as well. Excellent. Ah, the problem, I guess, as well, is that they're taking all those wonderful mountains that I kind of like. But I guess they can attrition their way towards me. I can step back to some lovely provinces like here and here, and then strike them once they're worn out from wandering through Africa. Sounds like a good idea. You know what else is a good idea? Telling these people who want liberals in charge to go away. Who will be the proper liberals? Or who do we even want in power right now? Jake, it's a world war. Camp down in the trenches. Sure. Can build factories. No, is kind of bummer, but anything's better. Reactionary. Why? We haven't tried socialism. Sounds dangerous. Oh my god, these tooltips. Horrible. Foreign, open foreign. Da, 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 da. You know what? We'll give them a go. How bad could they be? Pretty freaking bad. Oh, right, that's minimum taxation. Of course, of course. Whew. Now let's get back to curb stomping everyone with taxes and passing some, finally, social reforms. Ah, right. Let's educate these idiots. Basics, no health reform will get more population growth. Trinket healthcare. Trinket down. Get back to our trenches here and here. So is there any kind of war contribution or anything that I should be incentivized for doing in this? It's a war against the Russian Empire. Doesn't look like I can add any war goal. Check on your factories, Jake. Did they all become... Oh my god, they'd unsubsidized them and kept it that way. Okay, there must be a way to subsidize them all. Like, say, shift clicking? Subsidize all factories. There we go. Whew. Saved our country from the wrath of liberals. Anything else I need to care about? Unemployment in Mina Gratis in Panama. Mina Gratis? Aren't we working on that? Ah, yeah, we're opening the liquor, but we'll also get some more furniture going. Britain, you appear to be getting, you know, decolonized 100 years too soon. Any amount of decolonization is too soon. Currently involved in colonial crisis, cannot colonize. Huh, wonder how that works. Cut down Cassis on Burma. I don't think we care that much about Burma. Open the factories that closed. Wait, some of them closed? I must have missed that. Jinx, it was only half a year and they managed to ravage my economy. Luxury... I'm not sure I need that open, but I will reopen it. Why not? I feel like this interface could be a lot bigger. I like that lumber mill, but there are many other jobs available here. I'll open it anyway. Why not? It only costs a few thousand. We got 500,000. The thing with socialists is that they usually have the planned economy policy, which means you can you have to micro all of your industry because capitalists won't do anything. It doesn't sound too bad doing that, truthfully. Because the capitalists look like they build some god-awful things. Oh, this looks rough. This would not pass on a train simulator game. But it's cool that it's there. And it took until Imperator Rome with a roads system to see anything like that come back. We're losing the race for Etruria. Well, I can't do much about that game. Hopefully France can't do anything either. You had capitalism without capitalists. How's that war going, old chap? Well, it's going in our favor, considerably. Attack or occupation. What's happening in Europe, then? Get those consciousnesses up. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Doesn't look so fun for you. It looks a lot better to make the AI do this fighting for you. At least the AI is built to do this stuff. Might look good for the Russians here, but that's a whole lot of Austrians coming in to tip the scales. Scales, eh? Man, I can't wait to play some more Dominions 5. I can't believe I have to wait until next week for the next... Can we just can the weekly one-shot and play Dominions 5 all day tomorrow? It's just Dark Young's weekly one-shot. He'll understand. No, be strong, Jake. Can the weekend? Sounds great, Jake. Reminds me of when I was spinning the punishment wheel and I said, I don't make the rules here. And someone in chat said, you literally make the rules. That cracked me up. Quite a lot. I'm not losing prestige over nothing. Lazy natives must adapt. Wow, GB's having a real hard time with the colonies. Me, I don't care. Sit back, let the British and the French and the Austrians and the Russians die for you. Whilst we just sit back and... Wow, 9 million population. Not bad. Who makes your schedule, Jake? I do make all the rules, but the thing is I don't make the rules because past Jake makes the rules, and I can't seem to get in contact with him. Wait, I have no, these are the French, no biggie. So let's say we win this war and I do nothing. I don't raise a finger. Is there anything that I lose out on other than, I suppose, prestige from winning battles, if that even exists? Oh, come on, I feel like fighting the French. Give them what's for. Maybe you don't get prestige from fighting. Well, that would be rough. Almost as rough as falling to 6th place on the Great Powers list. That's bad. You lose nothing, Jan. The scraping of more moving gold. Come on, by now I've installed wheels on my goalposts. The war appears to be over. Oh, and the AI got to immediately jump on Djibouti. Didn't seem very kosher to give me no information on that. Oh well. They saw me marching towards the French and they immediately surrendered. What's happening with Poland? Ah, the newly established Her Majesty's Government of Civilized Poland, the royal faction with traditional academia. Good on you, Poland. Would you like to be in my sphere? Probably better to protect the sphere I have than add to more. But Poland's a pretty fertile country. We'll leave them be. How did the UK get that in their sphere? Also, didn't the other guys lose a bunch of prestige for losing that war? Doesn't look like it. I can see Japan overtaking, and if well, I should stay in the Great Powers list, but I worry a bit about dropping out of it. Not sure what I can do about that other than try to industrialize as hard as possible. They were the war leader. Oh, of course they were. They were number 1, weren't they? Right. Surely with all this we can get even more mining, farming, factory cost, factory throughput, supply limit, population growth from X-rays. Why, that sounds pretty good. Also sounds very expensive. Oh yeah, the tech speed. Can't forget about that. Military access from France. No, France! You get nothing for all the crap you've put me through. You're also a little too friendly with the Netherlands. Well, country's going great and I'm making loads of money, but by now what can I do with all this dosh? Wait, how long do I have to wait in reforms? Don't know. Do not know. Certainly not signing the Geneva Convention. It's not for me. If Prussia's not a great power, there's a slim chance we see Austrian-led German Empire, Jake. Think about that. Well, it's what I'd like to do in Hoy if I get around to playing that. Reinvest the dosh into the country or bank it for a rainy day when the liberals siege power. Well, the way I see it, I can't reasonably build factories because I don't have workers for those factories. I could expand what I have, but that's just preparing for a future that isn't now. Then again, you know, why not, right? Some of these guys really don't make a lot of money, but I guess being ready for the future isn't too shabby. Laplace is already full of everything. But one always needs more of everything. May as well spend that money while we've got it. I'd like to see a breakdown of the money I've got in from industry and then how much of it's just come in from taxes and raw goods. Let's see, control click does all of those type. Interesting. Well, at least we'll have space for a long time. Forts, naval bases, more railways, bullying the remaining uncivs. There's plenty of ways to spend money, failing that lower taxes. I guess my poor people would have more needs met and maybe upgrade a bit more. I guess. Oh, bye-bye lots of money. Wait, this doesn't seem to quite match up with this. At all. Lowering taxes. Come on, get your needs and then get upgraded. Having a navy is a good way to spend money. Having a bigger army sounds like another way as well. Was this all British before? People having low taxes means that they get their needs met, which means they get the more consciousness, which means you probably get reforms faster. Doesn't sound too bad. All of their needs fulfilled, though. How low can we go? Right, if we just crush all those delicious taxes that we add, how are the poor going to respond? No Ottoman, no access for you. Meetings allowed for free. That sounds amazing. I wanted to give them those meetings. Makes me more attractive for immigrants. And they gain consciousness, all the better. Hey, there we go. Oh no, the Netherlands got taken out of the sphere. Oh god, keeping an eye on that seems like a huge pain. Bit of infamy never hurt anyone. So when it comes to Korea, no one's friendly or cordial or anything. Well, there's some cordiality with the US and Japan. So I should probably kick Japan in the teeth right now. It's a real shame that you can't click these multiple times. There's just this arbitrary diplomat en route. Sounds like a carryover from EU right there. Colombia, nobody's really on them. So I can just focus on the Netherlands. But while we're at it, keep the British out of my hair. What's that country in the center of the British territory in Africa? You mean this? The Kingdom of Senegal? The civilized satellite of France. Can't believe France has allowed anything like that. I wouldn't allow it. That said, the fact that they have more than half of Lake Victoria doesn't sit well with me. But they're building up all these railways for me, so when I do eventually come and take it, it'll be all the better. Hang on. Ooh, logs! God, I miss those. When it comes to defending spherelings from foreign influence, consider the ban embassy option. It destroys all of a GP's influence and prevents them from getting any more for a year. It just feels like a real micro-intensive game that nobody sane would want to play. But spheres are important, I suppose. Modern logic. I still don't understand what shared prestige is. It is, but it's either play it or have no sphere. You could be strong enough not to need a sphere. But that's going to be difficult. Or you could just not be a great power and not even think about sphering. But then you're cutting out a chunk of the game. That'd be a shame. God, I do love that population growth. And even with the... oh my god, I cut the taxes to the poor to the minimum. And they still can't get their life needs. Why? What is stopping them from getting their life needs? Perhaps there's a way I can investigate by looking at the farmers. People in Sokoto lack the funds that they need because their daily income is non-existent because there's so much unemployment over in Hausa. Unemployment? It's not like I can build factories here, and they're farmers, so what would I do? Do not mind the peasant rabble. Okay, but I want them to promote... well, I guess these guys can't promote, can they? Okay. Nerderlands. You're getting back in my sphere whether you like it or not. And I'll keep my focus on you. Jeez. This is micro-intensive. There's got to be a better way around that. Increase RGO size with tech. Well, once we get the tech that gets us more tech, we'll get that tech. Lowering tariffs will help with the needs and make your factories more profitable. It'll make me a little less profitable, but I make a lot of money off tariffs. I guess we'll drop it down to 10% and see how people like that. My bank balance probably won't, but maybe we'll make some of it back. Maybe not. Shared prestige means that it's only a portion of the prestige you could get. You lose the rest because others invent the tech later. What micro in CK3 is better? CK3 doesn't have a lot of micro. Most of it in my eyes is down to army management. That can be a real pain. Opinion management can feel like a pain in CK as well. In some the army in CK3 is a whole lot better than it is in this. A whole lot better. It's not without its problems, but my god, it's like night and day. USA, please go away from my spheres here. We're still allied though, right? Oh, he's doubling down on here. Why is the US invading Eastern Africa? Maybe there's some oil there. If nothing else, they're at war with the American liberation of Russian Alaska. Liberation, eh? That's an interesting way to put it. Gotta hand it to the US that they can do that war on their own, but I also gotta hand it to them for not dragging me into this messy war. Hopefully it remains that way. Speaking of armies, have you used the rally point? I have. and I have completely forgotten how to set it again. But if I needed it, I'm sure I'd get it back. I think there's like a button to click and, yeah, set as rally point. Rally ho. Upper house assembled. We still have the socialists in power, surely. Yeah, nice. Suppression point. Oh, right. Suppression points build up and you can spend them. So I could get rid of campaign for safe working conditions. Bye-bye. Oh, I could get rid of all of them. Haha, bye-bye, everybody. They can just go away. How very nice. Excellent, right, we got it. Now, what was that stuff that people were saying that we should go for? Something that gives more RGO output was an option. Surely that would be industrial pressure steaming. Oh yeah, that's coming along nice and fast. The oppressometer is off the scales right now. You might want to actually let the movements exist for the reforms you want to pass. Well, I let them revolt and they still don't do anything. Besides, can't I enact reforms myself now that we are Party Socialisto? Oh wait, now I can't enact these. I guess we need upper house to be in favor of them. Don't know how to make them more in favor of them though. These events really suck. I'm actually looking forward to getting a mod that has less sucky events. Also, that tariffs thing is not making me the money I was looking for. Tariffs are going back up. And look, the poor are still complaining, so they're also getting taxed. Giving the poor money is the worst mistake we ever made here. Look at that. Oh, it's all lovely and green now. The more scared they are of the people, the more the upper house will want to pass reforms. Ah. Well, surely by suppressing them, they'll come back bigger and stronger than ever before. Yeah, stay away from my spherelings. If they knew what to do with money, they wouldn't be poor in the first place. I haven't given the poor the vote, I've only given the rich the vote, which if anything is the right way to do it. There we go, only landed people can vote. It's just the same two events, over and over. I have held... Oh, what is the UK up to now? Maybe they always had the Suez and I wasn't paying attention. It seems quite likely. Seems really rather likely. Militancy or consciousness? I still don't think I understand what the two of them do. Consciousness probably helps them want social reforms, maybe. Your landowners are obviously class traitors. I'm already looking towards the next campaign, wondering who it'll be. Oh, Luxembourg's an option, of course. Probably not as my next campaign, I'm just seeing that they're on the map and could be done with. Right, Netherlands. All these cordials breathing down my neck. Get the UK out of here. What year does the combustion engine tech unlock? That's 1880, so we could get over there. We could have ourselves an automobile. Could get ourselves a tractor. There we go, get those RGOs going. Something that I still think really lack in this game is knowing what to shoot for. I wanted to have my big old chunk of Brazilian Africa, and I got it surprisingly easy. Very surprisingly easy, but I think that's because somebody gave me the massive tip to save up ahead of time for the tech. Now, if you had a desire for something like taking all of Africa, that would probably be a different story. It would be a different infamy-fueled story. I hear that world conquest in this game is exceptionally hard, even as the strongest powers. Probably because infamy is just so crushing. And also, I don't really want to fight wars in this game. That makes it a little harder to figure out what one wants to do. Infamy is brutal, yes. And it's not like I just want an easy mode mod where, say, beating all the great powers resets your infamy. Because then once you rise to the top, there's nothing to drag you back down. $9K? That's nothing. Nothing to fight a disease with. I'm falling down in the eyes of the world here, though. Russia, who were on their way down, looking too hunky-dory there. Then again, maybe Russia getting slapped by the USA will make them fall down in everyone's eyes. Wait, no one's actually done a world conquest in Victoria too? How can this be? It's just a game. Easy goal. That's like nobody beating the Typing of the Dead mod challenge. Jake's urge to conquest intensifies. Not in this game. Not when army management is as painful as it is, and it is very painful. 47.66 of upper house in favor of reforms. Upper house has been assembled. How often are these elections, by the way? These socialists might look cool and all, but they're not really doing too much for me. You know what? We should hold some elections, and then I should overrule the elections. That'll make people a bit unhappy, surely. There we go. Brilliant idea by yours truly, the dictator. I'd like to get more railways on the go, but I think I've done as much as my tech will allow on that. Now, I have been told build railways in your spherelings, but I'm still unsure about that. Will that contribute to my economy score? I doubt it, since someone could sphere these spherelings away from me. Then again, it would increase the amount of goods they produce, which I get first call on. But first call doesn't feel quite as appealing as making the money from. How are you doing there, Liberia? You're a nation I really want to play as in this game. Does this game have that ancient old paradox tech of if you're in a war with an ally, they won't join against you in another war? So if I joined, say, the US in their war of slapping Alaska out of Russia, they wouldn't be able to stop me taking over Liberia, who does have a railway going for them, probably a foreign investment. I wonder about that. Yeah, the worst gore is this. Why? Okay, merchants from Brazil arguing with the Minister of Finance. Nationalization. Laissez-faire is probably not good. I've been told it's terrible. Oh god, it's all about laissez-faire here. All pops in Brazil become 30% more in favor of laissez-faire. It's all just in favor of laissez-faire. We don't want laissez-faire. Oh well. Yeah, I'm trying to do elections, cheese people off, and then not do what they vote for anyway. Baby boom, population growth. For a while. Oh, right. Hang on. It's a recruitment drive to people to migrate to the colonies. More permanent Brazilian presence in them. Assimilation late in the Delta grows, but I don't really want immigration over to there, surely. Surely I'd rather have the baby boom locally. Assimilation rate. Nah, let's keep it on the home front, although where was Potosi? There are numerous Potosis. Oh, jeez, of all the places to have a baby boom. Oh, well, no, it's over here in our one iron province, though. So I'll go with that. Should have gone with the one in Niger, but why? Alright, combustion. Let's get combusting. Tensions in Ecuador. Yeah, just give me the infamy. Who minds infamy? Not this guy. Right, free trade. Surely we want free trade, and then screw people that want protectionism. Not really sure the difference between free trade and mercantilism in this game. Always wanted to do more with mercantilism in EU. It's a shame that it's just such a basic system. I mean, it did more in EU3, but EU3's trade system was a whole lot better in my opinion. Well, it was better for me. Not so much better for the game in general. But that's not what's important. What's important is what I like in it. And I wanted more economy. God, I'm speaking in the past tense because in my head, I don't see myself returning to EU4 on stream anytime soon. Or really, anytime. I mean, it would need to offer up something that I haven't done before. Something significant. Jings, these terms are all just... what do they mean in the game? Atheism? Secularized? Well, here's what the voters think. The voters quite like secularization. Moralism is generally a religious people. All right, but I want to piss people off, surely. So we should cheese off the secularized people. There you go, eat that. Not even got a tiny itch for EU4. I mean, when I see systems in the other strategy games that aren't as good as EU4's systems, that gives me a bit of a, wish I was playing EU4 in this aspect. But then I think I've done everything in that game. It's kind of Frostpunk levels of done. And man, did I do a lot of Frostpunk. Nah, mods don't tempt me back to the game. If the core gameplay is spent, mods aren't going to help with that. Not enough. I would gladly go back to Frostpunk if there was more to do there. But Frostpunk's development has come to an untimely end. I'm sure from the devs' point of view they're glad it's over. There's a lot of things that came out of Frostpunk that they weren't actually wanting to do with the game, which incidentally ended up being a lot of things that I wanted from the game, so go me. And now they're working on new things that I can't talk about, because I don't know what they are. It'd be pretty good if I did, though. Okay, have we got our... oh god, we brought in... who the hell are these? I like their attitude towards... taxation, at least. But I don't want my people to be happy. So, unfortunately for everyone, we're having the socialists back in Party Comunista. Why can't I select them? Our form of government does not allow communists. I wouldn't want them, but let's take the next worst thing. And that allows me to get some reforms going. Oh, lovely. Surely even better healthcare would be good. Get those pops up. But I wanted that schooling system for education. Trade unions, surely. Trade unions. Social reform desire. Oh, right, there's no confirmation box. Okay. Oh, jeez. It's only one of all of them. Ah, ball things. Damn it. Okay. Forgive me for thinking I could have one of each. Give them reforms opposite to the ones that the movements want. That way they get even more pissed. Yeah, it seems like you just have to keep your population constantly cheesed off so they keep demanding reform, and you give them other reforms. Ah, jings. Oh well. But, like I said, here to learn the game, and that has learned us good. The biggest mistake, well, there was obviously a lot of mistakes I've made here, but none so critical that we couldn't become Great Power 5, Brazil. Suck it, Russian Empire. That was abolishing slavery. I should not have abolished slavery. People were livid about it, so I should have kept the slaves to pass other reforms. But people kept telling me, let the slaves go free, you can tax them. It's like, well, sure, we can tax them, but there are many other people that we can tax. I remember the House of Cards, it was Hoi 3. I do not get the love for Hoi 3. The game was just unnecessarily unpleasant to play. I'm pretty sure if you become communist or fascist, you can re-enable slavery. Ooh. I wonder when fascism's around. I would totally go for fascist Brazil. Fascist Brazilian Africa. Philosophy of language. We've discovered some jigs. Ooh. Any EU2 love? Nah, I never played EU2. I think I just barely got it running one time, and then I went, you know what, I've got EU3 if I want to go back. Holstein, no Holstein. Uh-oh, the Netherlands. Huh, I thought the British were getting in on that. But perhaps the French are. Get out of here, France. Otherwise, Korea. Not happy with you there, Japan. You're getting a little too friendly with my friends in Korea. There we go. Dunk on Korea for a bit. Keep the Japanese out of my coal and steel farm. Slavery reduces promotion chance in your country, which is pretty terrible. Sure, but we use the slaves to pass a lot of reforms early on and then let them go and get that, get those upgrades. I mean, for a long time I was in no position to be building factories. It's so not obvious to me when the game is paused. There's this tiny thing here. Truly tiny. Influencing clerks right now is inefficient because you need a solid base of craftsmen first. Clerks upgrade from 6 craftsmen, so you should get at least 10% craftsmen, but aim for 15 to 25, 15 to 20 before switching. Is that so? So you're saying we should get more craftsmen, eh? That sounds like such a weird thing. How would anybody playing the game know to do that? How did people figure that out? I figured out a lot of, in EU4. Truth is, I'm not that great an EU4 player. I'm pretty good, or at least I was pretty good. God knows how I'd be now. But I was never truly great. The advantage I had over most other prominent players was that I had played a lot of EU3, so I understood the systems coming in. EU3 was still pretty niche. EU4 made it, well, less niche. But that amount of knowledge really let me know what to look for to become a better player, or perhaps more exploity player. It took 2,000 hours! Now, when I started playing EU4, I was already pretty good. I could look back on some of my earlier stuff and just go, oh god, I did that awfully. So I definitely got better as time went on. Argentina's bankrupt. Brazilians worldwide rejoice. Almost makes up for the Holocaust. Alright, more railroads. One always needs more railroads. Yeah, what's with this incredible Austrian power? That's pushing Prussia right the way down the list. I shouldn't have to worry about Prussia on the Great Power list for some time. Oh, nobody will. We'll get to see a new entry into the list soon. God, jeez, I don't even know. Reform time, Jake. Get that healthcare. I have been told healthcare is busted. Probably because of the massive amount of population growth you get from it. That was really fast. How did I get reform so quickly? Still saying 0 on the desire for them, but what could it mean? Why is nobody trying to take this land? I don't imagine the British are trying to colonize much else. Oh, maybe they are. Maybe they're going for, say, Easter Island. Which I wish I could have, but I cannot. Naval range is too short. Actually, do I increase my naval range by giving myself a better naval base here? I could try it. Krakatoa explodes. The eruption of a volcano and the tsunami left a year times 100 dead in the Dutch East Indies. Oh, yeah, silver linings. I wonder if that's going to reduce that gold output they had going there. After you pass a reform, upper house desire goes to 0%. I see. Socialists always support social reforms. Liberals always support political reforms. 50% of each supports the other. So that shapes the kind of reforms you can pass at any given time. Oh, it's a bit to chew on. I think I'd have to see it in action. I've been hearing from YouTube comments people that have been enjoying this play because it's helping them learn Victoria as well. It's kind of a strange one. Watch someone learning it to learn it yourself. If you have the time for that, you could play it yourself, but whatever works for you. For example, you could easily say, oh, just read instructions to learn, but I know that wouldn't work for me. Oh, cravens. Learn through doing. Reading is just an easy way to put me to sleep. The blind leading the blind. That is sad. Ah, well. The scary thought is the amount of people that learned EU4 off of me. Told them not to. Did my best. I bet this game has a lot of exploits that also existed in EU4. I would be surprised if there aren't confirmation screens that you can buffer inputs on to make the effect happen multiple times. Oh, that was one of the cheesiest exploits in EU4. You could get more national idea sets than you were allowed. If there was any action that would actually give you money on confirmation, you could just get massive lump sums out of it. Oh, I'm sure it's in this game somewhere. I don't really want to learn how to exploit the game, but it might be nice to find some. So many people afraid of loans in EU4 as they were in EU3 loans, and it's all your fault. Yeah, absolutely. That's the biggest thing I try to get through people's heads. I don't take loans in EU4 because I don't like having loans. They are very, very good to have in the game. They'll help you expand and then make so much money that you can pay them off easily and then take new bigger loans to expand some more. It's a really self-feeding thing to do. I just don't like them. But people see me not taking loans and think, oh, Jake's not taking them, must be a good reason for that. No, so there's a great reason. It's that I don't want to. You should definitely take loans. Right. I'm sure there are other reasons, though. It might be a bit self-centered to say it's because of me. If people fail to expand with that money, the debt can feel crushing, and that may make them feel like, oh boy, debt was a bad idea, let's not do that again. And also the fact that loans are something that can be taken out non-consensually in the game. So let's say you got beaten in a war, you can be forced to take out a loan, and that feels bad, and you associate that feeling with taking it out again. So it's good for the good players and very bad for the bad players. You've got a massive surplus, Jake. Spend money or get rid of tariffs. I'm having a hard time spending my money on anything right now. Well, I don't want to build forts. Forts seems like a waste of time. But I'm also having a hard time thinking what else to get around here. The X-rays help with pop growth, apparently. And we could slowly get it, so let's give it a go if nothing else, even though it'll take a while. And let's look at that infrastructure. I have a problem in games like this that I like to sit on my dragon horde levels of money. I asked it before and I'll ask it again. Do railways contribute to industrial score? And I swear if that guy comes in one more time saying just control click, I am actively control clicking right now to build all these things, and it's not making a dent in my money. I'm right here, says Mecharic. Yes, you are. You've been around a long time, Mecharic. What keeps bringing you back? They earn you a lot of money from industry and RGOs. Yeah, I get that railroads help me make money. I like that. I also like how they look. But do they help me with score? Because great power score is something important to me. I was one of the fools that learned to play EU4 from you, says Mecharic. Too late to take it back now, I'm afraid. We're all the fools. Oh, somebody actually invested in a railroad for me here. How nice of them. Alright, that's railroads everywhere I can think of. Can I upgrade you any further? That's a no. Oh, I always forget that I own this chunk of Colombia. One of the better chunks Brazil ever took here. No industrial points unless they are built abroad. So you're saying if I... Oh, I can't invest in foreigners' lands with my railroads. Or factories. Damn socialism. What was that line? I'm not a Nazi, I'm a National Socialist. That's really kind of funny, because Scotland is a National Socialism. Right, Argentina doesn't let you. Oh, what? So I could do it somewhere else? I can't do it here, and I can't do it here. Oh, but I could give Ecuador railroads. Here you go, my good friend. Okay. Control clicking. Does it actually do it everywhere? I guess it does. Don't want to do Venezuela. Venezuela's somewhere that people are competing for. What do you know about Scotland? Too much. My shaman's eyes have seen too much down there. And it is down there. I'm actually higher in latitude than home. Ah, home. There's nae mince in Moray. Jake, can you build railways in Korea? Oh yeah, getting those Korean railways would be a lovely plus. But they won't allow me. Damn lack of foreign investment. So is it the act of building them, or is it... Okay, so you say building railways and factories in foreign nations builds up your industrial score. But is it the act of building them in your sphere, or is it having a sphere that has railways and factories? Is you building them the thing that causes you to get the score, or is it them having them? Because you just sphere someone that has lots of factories and get the score. The act of building them. The act of building... But Nix says it's you having them. It's them having... conflicting advice. In my chat? Who would have thought? Rebels who probably didn't like that healthcare are rising up. The minimum wage movement. Alright, well... You keep demanding that minimum wage, and I'm sure I'll give it to you someday. Minimum wage is one thing, but paid vacation has long struck me as a very strange thing. You have an employer paying you not to work. In what way is that fair on the employer? And it's easy to say, yeah, I want my Gibbs, but wait, what? Question mark? Crisis over the liberation of Ukraine. I guess it is a big question. The act of building, but it doesn't give many points. It helps you influence them more efficiently. It's nice for the worker to, you know, have some motivation to work. Motivation? I mean, I can think of other ways to motivate me to work. Oh! Things don't seem to be escalating yet. It seems that France has declined to back Ukraine in the current crisis. People really want to rip Russia down a level, and you know what? I'm all for that. Keeping them away from me. Japan's just turboing their way up here. Scary stuff. Yeah, oh yeah, the auto hunt rebels. Long have not used that feature. I mean, do I get prestige for supporting a side here? Surely. Waiting for a great power to... Okay, right, I see. Ukraine are looking for a great power to support them. Well, I guess I should just immediately support the UK side. And I'm sure I'll get some prestige for picking a side. I wish I'd looked at my prestige before and after. I can check the VOD to see if I got anything out of it. But hey, number 4th in the world on prestige. That's got to count for something. It's just that my industry is so god-awful. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, these wrong tips. If you check your industrial score, you'll see that part of it is foreign investment. That is the money you put in other countries, says Orlov. Well, let's have a look. Okay. I'm guessing that's just counting the money I've put into them. So could I go to, say, Mexico and say, I will build a lot of railways for you? No, because they don't want me to. Could I go to China? Does anybody want my money? Ah, Persia want my money. So I could go to Persia and just dump money on them in order to get industrial score. Through railways. Ah, why the hell not? I've got money, and I need to figure out how to use it. The idea of Brazil being so rich that it can be a philanthropist. It's just wrong. And I'm not here to right this wrong. You got 31 prestige. Well, that was money for nothing. Thanks for that. Alright. I wonder if Egypt is in anyone's sphere. I'm sure they would love to be part of my prosperity sphere. Isn't it meant to be Crow prosperity sphere? No. Who are you? Spain. Spain's such a third world that they would want Brazilian support. Yes, here you go. So, other than getting the score from this, and it doesn't look like my score is going up, but maybe it'll go up at the turn of a day or something. What other effects are there going to be for this? Positive effects for me, that is. So, it's obviously going to increase their output of raw goods. That, I suppose, will make them richer. And it'll make there be more access for the goods on the market, which is good for me if I'm a great power, I suppose. You can sphere them faster. Ooh. Sphering space. Sphering Italy. I'm not giving Greece anything. They've hurt me. Okay. Okay, did I just gain 5 levels? Ha ha ha, now we're talking. Okay. Chew on that tropical wood, Austria. Brazil's with the big boys now. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, investment sounds pretty good. Morbid curiosity. Can you put some railway? No, Korea didn't want my investment. But Mongolia does. There we go. Just cover the world in railways. Going full Thomas the Tank Engine here. Hey, Spanish Africa, here you go. We'll all need that rubber someday. Well, this is kind of a double whammy because there'll be more goods in the world, and I will be climbing higher in the Great Power list to have more access to it. I wonder how much financial support Portugal has ever received from Brazil. Man, that is power. The power. Brazil being the worldwide standard for rail, those poor bastards. More than Portugal ever gave to Brazil, that sure says TBW. It's amazing. Just talking about Brazil and Portugal's like ringing a doorbell that makes TBW just start mashing away on his keyboard in a furious rage. Mouth foaming up like he's got Brazilian rabies, which is probably a thing. Ah. It's a good day. Did anyone catch that before? I don't know, TBW, have you bitten anyone? Those places will demand the goods to build them, and your cement factories, for example, will profit more. Well, I'm already feeling the profit. Look at this money. It's kind of breaching the box here. Brazil should not be able to make this much money. You know what, Liberia? You have some as well. It's on me, son. No unemployment, though. Wish I had some unemployment to play with. Can you build some foreign factories as well to make even more money? So that I wonder about. It's probably best to build the factories inside your sphere so that you get access to them first. The question would be, what factories do you want? You'd probably have to look at the RGOs and also consider what goods you want more of. But I couldn't give you a good answer to that, probably. Well, more population means more people to build things, so I could look at, say, Chile's capital, which is, of course, under siege by rebels, because they're South American. Peru. Peru has this metal. You and your precious metals. Well, you've got this here. You've got some iron. Allows foreign investments? No, but I'm your daddy. Well, I don't get these guys. They don't want my investments. Well, you know, we could help out Portugal. What do you do in... Uh-oh, someone's tampering with our empire. Peru is no longer in our sphere of influence. USA, why would you do this to your ally? Peru. I don't really miss you, but there you go. Why was I working on Korea? Yeah, those Japanese are getting in on them again. Keep those Japanese out. Conceptually, the sphering minigame is really cool, but the execution is a lot of clicking and a lot of checking things that the AI can do every single day for free, and you as a human are at a bit of a dexterous disadvantage. And that's troubling for me. Jake, it's reform o'clock. That it is. Acceptable healthcare. The idea that Brazilians could get acceptable healthcare. There are movements for schools, minimum wages, working conditions, and suffrage. So they don't want healthcare, so there you go. Healthcare is all you get. I could be plowing through these so fast if I just had... well, I wonder if the slavery would have let me get through these really quickly. Would have been stronger having these things early. That population growth is insane. The sphering needs a lot of automation. Just set it to how you care about a sphere and forget. Yeah, it could do with that. Give me my luxuries. Working on Chile. I guess the US has nowhere else to spread its massive influence on, so it would go for me. Slavery wouldn't really speed it up that much. Any amount of speed would be good. We went like 40 years without a reform, didn't we? We went a long time without reform. Okay, X-rays will help pop growth. The industry is looking pretty good here. We're coming along a hell of a pace. Coal and iron and precious metals. Electric furnace. We're Factorio now. Hold on. RGO output per tech. No, I completely misread that. RGO output. Efficiency tech. Still, get to work, everyone. There's automating to be done. Jake, go for the biologicalism tech. Will that help me get gas? Biological tech. Biological tech. Not sure which tech you mean. At all. It's a social science. Colonial migration, education, efficiency, more education does sound pretty good. We're struggling to bring that academic rate up. Sure, there we go. You want all of it. It's something that snowballs, right? More literacy, more tech, but getting that literacy was rough. There was a lot of... what did I even have to promote? Clerics or something. These events are so pointless. I hope the mods do them better. War's on the cards. UK, what are you up to? The Boer War. Feels a bit unfair being you, Transvaal. Okay. That seems a little unfair on them. But good luck with that. The Boers had it coming. Boar. I think the best meal I've ever had in my life was a very delicious boar. Not the whole boar, although I feel like I could have eaten the whole boar. Good healthcare. So do I get any migration now that I'm a colonial nation myself? No, that's recruitment. That's colonial. Keep losing where migration is. I get a little bit. Mostly from Spaniards. Some from Russia. But USA just gets cradled here. They're getting about a third of my natural population growth just from immigration. I hear they get babied on that in the game, but wow. What's the end goal for this run, Jake? Play it till the end date? See, I wonder about that. I'm struggling to see the goal here, right? Maybe it's because I started as Brazil, which already had so much going for it, but I've done the colonization. Fighting wars is horrible, and I'd rather not do it. The sphering minigame doesn't really seem to be going anywhere. It's just back and forthing on my spheres, telling people to sod off and others to not. So I'm kind of wondering, where do you go from here? What do you launch Vicky to and think, oh boy, I'm going to do this now? Peru wants to fight Chile. Did one of them fall out of my sphere? Yeah, you're getting back in my sphere there. And I'm not going to help you. You can dismantle empires if you want. You get into the war part. I think the war part would be more easy to get into in Europe. Anyway, to answer the question, the goal of this run was to learn the game. I still feel like there's a lot of learning to do. I'm still poking at things going, what does this do? How does this work? And a lot of things still feel incredibly unintuitive. I guess that wouldn't change even if I learnt them, but that whole like 40% to 20%, 10% with clerks and craftsmen and all that is just... But I don't really know what to do with my Brazil from here. There'll be more reforms, but then what? Maybe expand your factories. You have unemployed people. Oh, at long last. Minas gratis. But even doing this, it's the question of to what end? And I need to figure that out, or else we're going to end up in a... what do we even produce in Minas gratis? Also, where is Minas gratis? I'd hate to fall into an oxygen not included situation where it just feels like, why am I doing all this? We've got fruits, cattles, coffee, but I'm sure there's not a coffee thing we can do. Still, fruits sounds like they want some wine produced here. So get on that wine. And while we're at it, we'll expand these just in case the wine doesn't work out so well for them. And we'll teach biology in Brazil class. You can boost your cement factories by massively building forts everywhere. Getting more craftsmen eludes me. Building forts is one thing, but getting people to work in them seems pretty tough. Well, let's see what happens when we do that. Where's our build fort button? Is there a fortifications map mode? Colonial, administration, revolt risk, region, diplomatic, infrastructure. Infrastructure? No. Perhaps not. Hey, can I build forts in my little guys? No, I can't. But I could give them even more railways if I wanted to advance even further. Chings, I got knocked down 2 places here. Yeah, Japan's on a rampage. Doesn't seem like there's any slowing them down, but I'm safely above Russia. Same place as railroads, Jake. Yeah, for building them, sure, but I was wondering if that's how it is. Well, let's see what happens with this. No, it doesn't show up here. Are we now building forts in all of these provinces? Yeah, we are. Army doctrine too low. Forts seem kind of expensive. But, you know, just get cracking with that industry. Well, this isn't even industry, is it? Spurs on the industries. And makes me horrific to invade. The cost, though, Jings, justifying that kind of money much earlier on in the game, pretty impossible. But I'm spending more in a single click here than we could have even imagined back at the start of all this. Navy's a good money sink that's also useful. I haven't really seen Navy be any use to me in this game. Maybe if I had a strong Navy I could project myself more. But moving units around with the Navy is not a fun prospect in this game. Far from it. It has some moderate quality of life over EU3. Wow. That can't be 10,000 a day. Otherwise, how do I have 9.82 million? And it's not going up by 0.01 million per day. Or am I not understanding that? Our adult male population is da-da-da. Our adult male population has changed. Oh, that's the monthly change. Aha. Well, that makes a lot more sense. Hang on, is migration monthly or daily? Doesn't say at all. But it does change each day. It's all per month. Okay, including the migration. I'll go with that. Good job cracking those skulls, laddies. Gain up to 50 socialists in the upper house. Well, socialists sound like they give me those reforms, so get up. Hey, just like that. We can have ourselves some more health care, because that's probably not what they want. Suffrage. Ha! No. Get mad, folks. Get mad so that I can do more reforms. Right, this craftsman is in red. Why? Probably because I don't have enough of something? The factories are probably fully employed, maybe? Yeah, because we're in Baya. Right, so this promotion of people to work in my factories is actually working very well. It's even working a lot faster than I had thought it would. What is it? It's a control click to upgrade all of those type. Which are near their employee limit. Oh, okay. I wonder what near employee limit looks like. I know it's these little guys, but I wonder what constitutes near the top. Might as well just fill them all up so they don't catch me unawares. There she goes. The one quality of life change in this entire UI, says Orlov. Whatever he means by that. No, Ottomans, we're not going to be friends. It's just, there's nothing to these events. Maybe there are more events if you play as not Brazil, but it's not showing it here. Going on. Well, I got my, yeah, social science. That doesn't sound like it would increase education whatsoever. Now getting automations going, that's a different story. Automations. That one word got people so pent up. Liberals. Militancy, consciousness. guess I'll get rid of that militancy so they don't rise up with the consciousness I want to keep. I only meme about it because it's funny. I used to be angry. Now I've long moved into the acceptance stage. That I find quite funny. All the poor people become more socialist. All the well, I definitely have more poor people than anyone else, so there you go. The Amazons as well. Yeah, there's not even people there. It's just the Lanka tribe. Huh, Lanka? Blanca? Maybe there's something there. My hilly city is swamp terrain in EU4. It is very funny. I'm sure they'll fix that someday. Someday. Has to happen eventually. Alright, I just want to cheese people off here, surely. So make the secularized people angry. How's the culture map mode? Do we have a culture map mode here? Nationality, I guess? Oh boy, Brazilian in the majority in our Bolivian liberated lands. I like to see that. But it doesn't look like we're getting much in the way of Brazilian over here in our colonies. Too much assimilation. Can't stand it. Africa. Oh, what? Colombia's gone full Brazilian. How about here? Oh. Do I see a hint of Afro-Brazilians? No, Afro-Carabinos. Ugh. But right here... God, Colombians world over shuddering with fear of slowly turning into Brazilians. %, more socialist. That's unconstitutional. Come on, socialists, give me those reforms. We maxed out the healthcare, which is probably very good. So we look at the... what are they wanting here? Schools, suffrage, safe working, minimum wage. Sounds like they want pensions to me. Actually, I wonder what pensions do. They probably cost me money, but let's find out. It'll be social spending at long last, surely. National tragedy. The coal-laden tub must have weighed heavily on her body, fragile and worn from many years of arduous labour. For her feet could no longer carry her there in the dark, where the shafts go countless fathoms deep. She slipped and fell. Another young girl has lost her life in a coal mining accident in one of our provinces, and the particular tragedy of the case has received national attention. Thanks to the consciousness, I need that for my reforms. What was I doing right before that? Before that Frostpunk moment. Heated Frostpunk moment on stream. Yeah, social spending. I now have some. Why would you give people pension? Now, according to this, a trinket pension makes us more immigrant attractive, which at this point is ugh. But maybe pensions help them reach their needs somehow. I mean, from a state perspective, why give them that? You just want them dead as soon as they no longer work. Caesar 3 has taught me well in that regard. If anybody makes it to 55, they're a lucky bugger in my city. Military spending's been capped. That seems kind of bad. Oh well. No Country for Old Men or something. I don't think that movie's very good. Maybe I just didn't get it. Okay, suddenly everybody's gone all pluralism on me. So I need to make them angry. We just keep yo-yoing on our decisions. Ah, Colombia, get back in my sphere. We've been working on Korea. Korea needs to get those Japanese out of here. Yeah, this whole system is so disgustingly reactive. There we go. Let's focus on getting Colombia back in. Maybe ban the Japanese embassy instead of just lowering opinion. Wonder if there's a downside to that. I think it costs more to do it that way. But it would stop me getting bothered for a whole year. Hey, Peru! Well done, you took a chunk out of Chile. But you're all my spherelets, so it matters very little to me. Lazy natives learning to adapt. Always gotta fight for the country, even though I don't want to fight. Oh god, who the hell are you? You're some liberal guy. And the fact that I just saw my economy take a chunk tells me that, yep, you're a little too sparing on the people there. Don't spoil them, and don't spare them. So we just go and make a minor tweak to that. Just a little bit more socialism. It's good for you. And then suddenly people understand. People will understand. Oh, right. Get those taxes back up. Tax the everyone, please. And I bet all my places are unsubsidized. Yep, thank God for this button. Like, if that button wasn't there, that would be the Alt F4 moment. Yeah, I know I've unemployed craftsmen, but we are working on that. We're expanding as we speak. Getting pretty hard to continue to climb up the Great Powers list. Japan feels like it's getting babied beyond belief here to rocket them up. What exactly is giving it to them? Are they getting events, or is it just their situation makes it very easy for them to do this? They must have a massive population if they can get that much industry going. Lower tariffs, Jake? I don't see that. Well, I mean, why would I lower them? What would I get out of that? And the thing might be, oh, your factories will run better. It's like, okay, they'll run better and make me more money, which I could make from tariffs. 15, and that's as low as I'll go. Japan has good resources, high population, no natural threats, and high literacy. I mean, Brazil has good resources. It has a population. No real natural threats aside from apparently rarely France will attack you. And Chinese spare parts. Wait, that's not what he wrote at all. He says, can sphere Chinese. Okay. Well, I chose to read what I wanted to hear. Let's get that cheap steel. Chinese spare parts for Japan. Pretty good. Peru, did you fall out of my... No, Peru's still in my sphere. I'll get back in there. The nation of Argentina is in revolution. What did they discover? Soap? All our alliances with them are broken. Our influences with them have gone to waste. Communism. Communism in Argentina. That means they forcibly ejected themselves out of my sphere. Shame I can't just war them to sort that out. Oh well, I will watch with keen interest. Time to liberate the Argies. Not sure if communism is a casus belli to completely annex someone, but it would be cool if it was. Wait, why would I want this? Why would I want my factories to be more expensive? Just to put out more timber. They overthrew your puppet. There was no puppeting, it was just merely sphering. They're also enjoying warfare themselves. Okay. Alright, I think we're going to call it there for today. 10 million Brazilians seems like a good enough milestone there. I will admit that I'm struggling a bit here. I'm struggling because it's hard to see the big picture, the big goal, the thing to go for. And I'm wondering if that's just something that you find in this game, or if it's a consequence of playing as baby Brazil here. Yeah, I know each pop is 4 people. But the people that matter, we have 10 million of them. The goal is mainly points. Yeah, but when's the last time you played a game with a point system to try and get the highest points? That kind of arcade approach went away a long time ago. So I'm finding it hard to get the payoff out of this. I figured it would be a bit more, but again, maybe it's because we're in South America. Nobody cares about the place. The provinces are huge. The attachment is little. Now, perhaps if it was in more familiar, to me, area of Europe, where I could really feel the oppression of, I don't know, the Danes or the Dutch, we'd have a different approach there. So, I'm wondering if I will continue on with Brazil, or if we'll decide on another nation. The thing is, I don't feel like I've learned enough. This isn't like Dominions, where I play the second or third game and I feel, yes, I know so much more, I'll be able to do it. I still feel like I'll be like, and why do I want 4 or 40 or 20% craftsmen or clerks or admin? A tough one. A tough one that I will puzzle out in the coming days. But until then, or rather until tomorrow's weekly one-shot of Stalker, a game I've never played before, and have dubiously trusted Dark Young to put the challenge together for, it's a cheers and cheerio. Oh, well, when's the next Dom 5 stream? Next week, Wednesday, if I can hold out till Wednesday. Dom 5.